What's going on, guys? It is Zach here, and we're hanging out in the garage. Just got out here, got the heater going, and as you can see, we have the trailer in here. I just actually used that for the first time today, and you got a little speck on you here. And we had a chest freezer that kind of died on us, and so we had to bring it to the local place to dispose of it, which it's free. So yeah, let me set you guys up here, and maybe I have to set you guys up. What's going on, guys? Kirk and Logan and Ian, maybe. Oh, I'll show you guys my new bibs. Huh? What do you think? I think these fit about perfect. So, as you guys know, I live in St. Cloud, and I've been waiting for my parts for the Auger. Hi, Emily. And well, I ordered them from Wisconsin, and They were in Minneapolis. They got shipped to St. Cloud. They somehow hitched a ride back to Minneapolis, and I'm waiting. So sometimes, being that it's Sunday, sometimes Saturday, sometimes on Sunday this time of year they do like another run. Being that I live in a semi-decent big town, so I'm hoping they do another run and it makes it here tomorrow, but I don't know. I have the heater going in here. It's just about 30 degrees in here. Outside it's like 20 something. And yeah. But I don't know if you guys seen the finished trailer, but there she be. These bibs I got from the bargain cave at Cabela's. They were 50 bucks on sale, and they're insulated, not heavily, but they are a thin mill insulate. And what else was I gonna say? They're normally 130 bucks, so. Travis says, seems like Melissa holds your dad back. Please talk about your original mom. I don't know what that means, but I don't think we'll do that. I don't know. I don't really like that comment. Let's see if I can clean you guys off. That's better. Kind of. So, yeah. I don't really know what I'm going to get into tonight. I've been bored all day. I was waiting for Auger parts, and then that didn't happen. So all day I've really done nothing. So, yeah. Having a little coffee. Then I have some Quick Aid, which is Quick Trips Gatorade. What is that off to your left? This side? This is a Sam's asleep because she has to work tomorrow. This is a treadmill on this side, and I don't know, over here is just workbench. Get a hand crank. Are you nuts? A hand crank would work good for early season, but late season, no way. Yeah. Thank you, William. Thank you. God, you know, some people talk out of their butt, I swear to God. Why? What? I mean, a hand crank is fine, but it's just late season when you get all that ice. It's like you could be there forever. I've had 2 hand cranks. Neither of them worked very good, and you got so darn tired it was ridiculous. I just have this heater on like a low medium, so yeah. We're doing a little bit of workbench cleanup. 4 power augers, yeah. Not if you have sharp blades. Well, yeah, that is true, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I like my power auger. I guess to each their own, but I really like my power auger, and I would never go back to a hand crank ever. Trying to get more order in here. How did my truck do in the snow? It does pretty good. The tires on it aren't like... Treadmills are great to hang clothes on. The tires on it are like fair. They're not worn out or whatever, but it does good. It's light. I have no weight in the back end of it, but it does fine. John asked, what does your dad use for a ice fishing sled? He doesn't have a sled. He normally just goes out late season. Oh, actually, he does have a sled. Never mind. His fish house is the suitcase style, and it actually has like skis built onto the bottom that pop up. So if he goes out early season, it has like spots on it for like buckets. So he just loads that up and pulls it out. Works really well, actually. It's a little cold right now. Curtis asked, when can Travis asked Emily or Zach, is your real mom Melissa or someone else? Our real mother is somebody. It's not Melissa. Put cylinder blocks in the back of the bed to have more weight. Yeah, I thought about that, but the 4-wheel drive works fine when I need it, and then I don't want to lose space in the bed. Are you gonna put small sides on your sled? Probably not. It seemed to help. It seemed to hold everything fine, and I'm kind of lazy. I'm not super crafty with wood. If you can drive the truck right onto the ice, do you really need a sled? No, but for early ice you do, because it takes quite a bit of ice to be able to drive like a half-ton truck out there. I'd like to have a 4-wheeler, actually. Greg asked, do you drink pop? Yeah, I drink pop. I love Coke with cherry, or Pepsi with cherry, or Dr. Pepper with cherry. I love all that good stuff. Oh man, Emily, you don't have to answer that. If you want, I can block him. Curtis asked, sorry, mix up. When does ice fishing start for you guys? And other people need to respect other people, right? Ice fishing really starts whenever. I mean, they have different slot limits and stuff like that. They have different slot limits for different fish or whatever. So, I mean, but you can catch and release any time of the year. The last video of your dad put up the ice's windows and the shanty are getting bad. Yeah, they are getting bad. I don't know if he's gonna get another one. I gave him a one-man like flip over one, and I don't know if he's gonna do that or not. But yeah, you know, that Travis guy, I think I might mute him, because I think that he is kind of asking questions that he shouldn't. So let me we will block. Bye bye. I hope sorry guys, you know, someone has to ruin it. I just kicked him off, so. Yeah, I kicked him off, guys. So, Emily, I kicked him off, so you don't have to worry about it. That was kind of a douchebag question. Yeah. That's kind of ridiculous. It's none of anybody's business. Onto old skis that were used for skiing. Put them on the bottom of your sled, and that's what I did. Oh yeah, I looked at some today. We went to Goodwill, kind of shop for a minute, and I looked at some, but unfortunately, they wanted $14.99 for an old pair of skis, and I just can't justify that much money. So, I mean, meh. I would like to. What else did I see that I really thought would be good? I seen like some strips of what was it? Some strips of like flat plastic that I thought would work really, really well. Yeah, a garage sale would be good. If only I'll have to keep my eyes open, but I don't know. I didn't put much effort into that sled. As you guys know, I spent like 45 minutes on it, so I'm hoping that this year will be a good year. I'm kind of Teflon strips. I'm hoping this year's a good year for ice fishing, so yeah. If you guys are just tuning in, just hanging out in the garage, we got Emily, which you all seem to adore, hanging out on the chat, so feel free to ask her some questions. And yeah, I know everyone loves asking Emily questions, so I guess Sam must not be on here. The Lone Outdoorsman asked, do you plan on eventually building or making more of a permanent sled? You know, yes, I do. I think I will get to that when I invest in a four-wheeler. Right now, most of what money is extra is kind of getting put into, I say this and I just bought a fish finder. Most of it is kind of being tucked away for the wedding. So hopefully next year you'll see more improvements. Every year I try to get a little more. So this year, last year it was the Auger, this year it's a fish finder. And I hope that this year with the fish finder, I'll be able to actually produce videos that are worth watching. Because last year I did go fishing a few times, but they were kind of a bust. And I kind of, you know, you can't see what's going on under the water there, you know, if you're just bobber fishing. So yeah. So I'm hoping to make lots of videos this year for ice fishing, and that way I can get out there and just get some fish and make some good Joe and Zach survival videos. Alright. Someone asked, what was the problem with the ice auger? Did you bust a spring? I can show you guys that. I'll show you. Now I do have the phone on the charger because it was a little low, so I don't know how long this live stream will go, but let me show you guys what's going on here. So if you watched the last live stream, well, not the last one, but the one last weekend, I was organizing these shelves. I'm almost out of propane. And you guys taunted me into starting my auger. Well, after about a billion pulls, of course, because it was being a cold-blooded piece of junk, this little plastic wheel broke. You can see a little chunk missing out of it. Well, what that chunk does is it actually was the part that catches the metal spring, if you will, the metal tensioner in there that you know, spins and unspins that recoil. So what I bought was the new piece of plastic. It was a kit. The piece of plastic, the spring, which I'm gonna keep that spring in there and hopefully roll with the new one. And it came with new dogs, which if you don't know what dogs are, I'll show you. The dogs are these little two things right on top here. You see these? These are what catch. Those catch the plastic pieces right here, right there. Those catch on these, and then this springs back. So those parts were 16 bucks, and I had to pay for shipping, and it takes forever. So the utility trailer would work good, except for the fact that even when I had the axle over the leaf spring, a 5-gallon bucket, there's still like 4 or 6 inches of space in there. It's actually pretty tall. Zach, 4-wheelers everywhere, you get one pretty cheap on Craigslist. No, propane will shorten your live feed. No. Go to Tim Gallant's channel and show some support. I don't know what that means. William said, Emily, Xander is wonderful. I saw your dad's picture with him today. You created that wonderful person and take care of him, and you have nothing to apologize over. That's 100% true. Do I plan on finishing the drywall? Yes, someday, but I'm burnt out right now, so. John says, I went out fishing today and caught a bunch of crappies and a couple pike. Tim Galanti is a beast, Zach. Does somebody know who this Tim guy is? Is that the troll? Or what? Somebody know who that Tim Galanti guy is? Where's my quick trip? Somebody asked why I had the propane tank up higher in my other video. The reason I have it like that is because the floor is the last place to heat up. So when you elevate it, the tank gets warmer and it feeds well. Oh my god, that's so good. It's grape. Yum yum. Don't go to Tim channels. I asked his for a shout out and he never. Let's see, yeah. So I guess Tim is some sort of fisherman guy. Don't know. Tim G is the best YouTube fisherman. I actually was on YouTube because we have a few videos that are pretty popular. I typed in ice fishing and we're like first page. We used to be top first page, but now we're down a few. So that was the one where my dad's fishing pole went down the hole. He is sick with schizoaffective disorder and made a video. Did I finish my wedding ring yet? I finished it, but I don't think I'm going to use it. I think we're going to buy one. There's a site that keeps popping up on my Facebook, and it's called Manly Bands, I believe. And they have some really cool rings, so. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll get a 4-wheeler eventually, but for right now, you know, I know that they're cheap, but unfortunately wedding stuff and honeymoon stuff is not cheap, so it's just put on the back burner. Emily asked if I wanted her Buick. I really don't know what I would do with it, Emily. I mean, no. Yeah. If I could find a transmission for it, maybe, but I really don't want to be under that thing, and yeah. Yeah, if anybody wants a Buick, I don't know what year it is, Emily. Is it like a 2003? Buick LeSabre? So, Needs a transmission. The transmission died. Somebody buy it. Get it out of the yard. 2002. Buick LeSabre. Color, silver, cloth interior. Yeah. How much? If you have to ask, you probably can't afford it. There you go, Emily. Tell them what they need to know. $2,000, wow. I remember your dad's pole going down the... Insure it and drive it into a river. Kirk asked, what do I use for jigs? Let me go grab them and I'll show you. Actually, I can't grab them because they are in the truck. Well, I could, but I'm lazy. Night Watcher says, Zach, your grandpa is a really good artist. Yes, he is. What was it? Oh, I just use these small little jigs, and this year I want to get more into walleyes, so I'm going to get some jigs that make some noise or whatever. But I got some regular small jigs, and then I use some glow-in-the-dark ones, and those seem to be pretty good for the perch and the crappies around here. But yeah. Chris asked, Zach, are you still happy with your truck? Yeah, still happy with it. I love it. A couple things I don't much care for. I don't much care for the active fuel management system. I think it's kind of a joke, but that warranty, I can't tune it out or do anything like that. It'll void the warranty, so I just have to deal with it, and it's fine. You know, no vehicle you buy is ever going to be perfect as far as what you want and what you got and stuff like that. So, yeah. Do you use tip-ups or just pulls like your dad? No, I do have a tip-up. That was a present I got last year. Otherwise, I kind of I use just, I think my one rod I really like is the Clam Ice Buster rod, I believe. It's like Dave Garcia's or something. Clam Ice Buster rod. I really love that rod. But I got two open, what's going on, Alan? Two open spool rods or whatever, and then two two other ones as well. Rip and wrap jig head with a minnow. Yeah, I have to look into it. See, growing up, we always went out for northerns, and we never really did a lot of walleye fishing. So I don't know. I need to get more into walleye fishing, but I really do enjoy catching crappies and perch because they're kind of quick and easy, and walleye are a little I don't know. they're a little bit finicky, I guess people might say. So I got to get into them a little more. Swedish pimple, yeah, I heard about a Swedish pimple. Do we have bass? Yeah, we have lots of bass. Yeah, got lots of bass. I could be out there fishing, but like B. Fredrickson asked, how long until you can get out on the ice? I could be out there fishing right now, but I'm waiting on parts for my ice auger. So, yeah, I do have like a chipping rod, but I'd rather just wait. Actually, I meant bass, as in bass drum used in rap songs. Oh, come on, dude. Haha, you're funny. I use tip downs, easy to make and good for copies. Yeah. I'm just over in Wisconsin, but one of these years I'm heading to Minnesota for ice fishing. If you do come over to Minnesota, go to Upper Red Lake. That is like the popular spot. People absolutely love it, and supposedly there's awesome fishing on it. It's a pretty big lake too. Better do a live stream. Hey, Zach, says Raymond, what's going on? Emily wants to go ice fishing. Well, yeah, you'll have to come ice fishing. I plan on doing some fishing, so yeah. Oh, God, I wish I was so bummed out when the mailman came. And do a live stream? We could definitely do an ice fishing live stream. That'd be kind of fun, actually. We could all pack into my 3-person dealio. Well, it was about 30 degrees in here when I started this. So let's check out what it is now. Probably not much more. Feels cold. It's 36 degrees in here now. Alright, so I've been wanting to make a video about this, but maybe I'll just kind of tell you guys. Where's the coffee? I already drank the coffee, bud. How long does that Eskimo 3i take to set up? 10 minutes at most. Not very long. And it's really warm too. I will bring the heater. See, that's another thing. Okay, I'm not the hugest fan of early ice either. The reason why I'm not a super big fan is when you drive out there, you can take everything, and when you pull something out there by hand, you kind of like pick and choose, you know. So, like, if I drove out there, I'd bring the 20-pounder, but if I'm walking out, I'm not carrying that 20-pounder. Like, I'll sit in the ice house cold, or I'll bring 2 1-pound cylinders. So that's why we typically wait and just drive out. Yeah, that's why I like driving out. I'm gonna bring the big car battery, and I have a LED light hanging out somewhere here that I'm gonna rig up, and that way we have lights. We have the 20-pounder, and it'll all just be set up really nice in there. B. Fredrickson says, I love these off-the-cuff live streams, kind of like hanging out with you. Bingo. Let's ask Rob what? What are we going to ask Rob? How long before you get back into putting the plasterboard up again? Whenever I'm unburnt out from it and it's not freezing, if you will. It just gets to be heavy, and after a couple days of it, you're kind of over it. Paul Gifontia, I don't know what the heck you say, but he says, I used a hot dog as a bait once. I ended up catching another fisherman. That's funny. I'll be at Chuckles in St. Cloud on the 29th. Alright. Raymond says, Zach, I'm a big fan. I really want to meet you and your dad. I live my life just like you guys. Good. It's always good to meet fellow sportsmen. You guys wouldn't believe how, you know, you can put something real simple on the internet, like, you know, Paul there, he says, I'll be in St. Cloud, and And it's amazing how you could put up, you know, a small little clip and someone will know where you live or whatever. You know, it's weird. You got to really be careful and then kind of up your security, because I'm sure actually some people know where I live and they've never met me before. Who knows, they've never maybe even commented yet, and it's just weird how creepy it can be. But it's not creepy a lot of times, but you know, I was eating at a Chinese buffet and this guy came up and said, "Hey, you and your dad make videos and me and my son watch them and we really love them." And he was just a really nice, genuine guy, and his whole family was really nice and it was great. And then, you know, the one day I'm at Wally World and this old guy keeps kind of looking at me and I'm getting creeped out, and he's like, "You and your dad make YouTube videos, don't you?" And he was nice, but it was weird. You know, it's weird. You're getting recognized for stuff that, you know, I live my life thinking like nobody even knows who I am. You know, I'm just going about my business. And these, I was at the fair. I was at the state fair, and somebody comes up to me, and we were in this, they have this big building with all sorts of, like, as seen on TV and people selling stuff. And this younger guy comes up to me, similar to my age, but I think he was a little younger, and says, "Oh, I love your videos," you know? And it's unbelievable. So let's see. Do you have a propane tree to screw onto the bottle so you can run several things at once? Yeah, I could. You sure do, Zach. You have to be careful. P.S. You left your garbage cans out last week. Don't make me turn the association against you. Luckily, I don't live in a place where there's an association, so I can't record. It's hard and I'm shaky. Well, that's okay. You could get a, it's called a, God, what is it called? It's a little thing that'll hold even like your phone if you're shaky, and it keeps it really steady. They have them for GoPros. You can look them up. I don't think they're that expensive either, but it really does help. Zach, that was the greatest day of your life. You've never been happier. Whitetail says, "Hi, Zach. Hi from northwestern Minnesota. I like these live streams as well. I catch them when I can." Well, thanks for tuning in. How long does a propane last in your garage? A gimbal. That's what it is. Thank you, Ben. How long does it last? I don't know. You know, I always think that the tank is empty because it gets so cold and then it slows down and I fill it the next day. And so far, I've ran that now, and so far I've only spent $9 on filling it. So let's see. Paul says, "Zach, these fumes are getting to you. Most people don't laugh at me. P.S. I won't be at Chuckles. I was just kidding." Oh, well. Fredrickson says, "Can still see your breath. What's the temp?" Well, like I said, I have this on like low medium. Temp is almost at 40. Let me crank it up and we'll see how fast we can get it hot in here. Yeah, I had her pretty low. Let me grab my table. Propane on the table. She's pretty light though. You put the propane on the table, that way it naturally dries. And for everybody that worries about my safety, we got the old carbon monoxide detector, and up in the attic, as you know, it's still half open. There's vents on both sides, so not a big deal. There's no fumes. Propane burns clean. That is a lie. Alan asked, "Ever thought of putting a wood stove in the garage?" I just put one in mine not too long ago. Yes, I've thought about it a billion times. Thought about it a billion times, but unfortunately, I hit the button on that thing. Probably gonna beep a couple more times. Yep. No, I'm not dying. I hit the damn button. I think we're good. But unfortunately, if your insurance company finds out you put one in the garage, like you did it, and it's not done professionally, it can it can raise your rates and not good. Put you on probably a blacklist. Let's see. Have your dad do it? Well, yeah. Can you tell if putting up drywall has helped you as far as the heat? Oh yeah, it does help quite a bit. It's such a big space that it takes a long time, especially this area here. I have a decent sized fan in the house that I've been meaning to bring out here, that way it'll get air circulating, but it has to fill up all of this rafter space and then come down to the whole garage and then in here. Someone asked how big my garage is. It's 24 by 20 by 20 over here, and then this is 14 by 8. So yeah, this really saves it though. This little workspace area, it really saves the actual garage space, because I can put a lot of stuff in here. William asks, Zach, do you drink beer? I've never seen you drink a beer. I don't. I haven't had a drink now in probably, I think 2.5 years. It was when we lived at the apartment, so we've been here for over 2 years now. So yeah, roughly 2.5, maybe 3 years. I don't drink. I just don't. The little story behind it is I was hanging out and I was having a wine cooler, and I had some Kool-Aid, and they were like the same flavor. And I drank the wine cooler, and then I had the Kool-Aid, and I drank some Kool-Aid, and I went, wow, you know what? Kool-Aid doesn't have that nasty alcohol aftertaste. And that was it. Haven't drank since. Did you finally figure out what to do with the stairs to get to the ceiling? Yeah, I took that ladder down, and I'm just gonna use my aluminum ladder and just make like an attic type door that like hinges, and it'll be good enough. Wine coolers are cool. That's why they call them wine cooler. What about putting a couple ceiling fans in to push down the heat? That's a good idea, except for ceiling fans are really expensive. So at about $100 a fan, plus you got to wire them in and put all that effort into it. I really would just rather not. I mean, if you think about it, $200, that's probably, you know, that tank costs me $9 to $15 to fill, and I fill it up probably once every like 2 weeks if I'm running it like this. You know, you got to remember, I don't get out here as often as I would like. So really, the cost versus like propane probably is pretty good, and that way I can still hang like the bike and stuff from the garage, from the top, and I don't know, it would work good. I maybe put some box fans up there. White boy. My garage is 36 by 64 and has no heat source and never goes below 40. My garage is, oh god. I ordered you a pizza, can you tip the man? Well, if you knew where I live. Buys a lot of drywall. Chris asked, what do you mainly weld at work? Right now I build these things called CNG racks, and if you look at city buses, sleds, if you look at a city bus that's a CNG bus, up on top there's normally an area that says clean burning natural gas. Behind that is this rack that holds these large tanks They have 3 tanks, 4 tanks, 2 tanks, whatever, and those tanks have to sit. It's called a CNG rack. They sit on these racks, and they have saddles. So I built these. I don't know. They're probably 6-7 feet long by about this wide, and they have curves in them, like so. And they're, you know, some have 4, some have 3. Old style has 2, and they're super precise about it. And it's pulse weld MIG. Pretty hot too. I think I'm running, if you know welding, I'm running 72 and 555 wire speed. So slow wire, really hot stuff. And yeah. Aluminum, no, it's just mild steel, but it's super precise. And the actual area that I work in right now, I think there's like 30-ish welders in the shop, and I actually work for day shift on night shift. So I have supervisors, but they actually don't know the work that I do. I work for the individual person on days who runs it. So it's really nice because the management does not come and ask me questions. They don't come and have expectations. It's just really nice. There's nobody that looks over my work. I'm in charge of my area, and I'm in charge of my qualities, and I can go at whatever speed I want, fast, slow, whatever. They don't care. What is your preferred rod for stick welding? My preferred rod, I got a Hobart AC stick welder. They make AC DC stick welders, but the main benefit to DC is they say it's a nicer arc. But if you kind of like know how to weld or know what you're looking for, it's really not that big of a deal. But I love it because the price point is super cheap. You can weld aluminum because it's AC. You can put your stuff together using magnets. I was going to show you guys my magnet, but I don't know where it's hanging out. And it doesn't affect your arc. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. My favorite rod that I burn right now is, where's that hiding? Well, here it is. This is the rod that I run. This is for AC. It's 6011. I also have 70, what is it? Not 18, I don't think. Yeah, 70, 18 or 16 over there. But this here is a really good rod because it burns hot. It has a nice arc and it's easy to strike. And this is 1/8 inch. So pretty standard as far as like a home hobbyist. And I like to run around 80 to 90 amps worth of power. It seems to be good for just about everything. Todd and Terry says, Merry Christmas to you and your family. We enjoy all your videos. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well. Can you make me a stick man out of steel? Probably not. Smells like updog in here. Blah, blah, blah. That's the oldest joke in the book. 7018 or 6011. I inherited a 250 amp portable welder and use a lot of 7018 rods on my fences. If your fences are really rusty, or what kind of welder did you say it was? Oh, you didn't. Okay, well, if you're using it, let's say for like farm work, welding on rust or paint or whatever, a 7018 rod has a harder time striking. 7018 really likes clean steel. If you're doing it on like rust or whatever, if it's DC, you should really try a 6010. If it's AC, try this 6011. You might get better results. Just a word of thought, give it a try, because I bought that 7018 when I did the trailer, and then I switched to the 6011, and I don't think I'll go back. I have not tried ADT. Are you a self-taught welder, or did you go to school for that? I went to school. I did weld prior though. I welded in high school, and then I took advanced classes over at the tech college when I was in high school, and went there and welded, so I had background in it. So yeah, but I ended up going to school. I learned a lot about steel and like what type of rods and stuff like that. Did you weld in middle school? Yes. No, I didn't weld in middle school. At home I welded in middle school, but you would love my garage. I have a ESOB AC/DC arc MIG TIG plasma. Oh, I would love that. Zach, do you have the design made for the fire ring at the tent? Yes, I do. Paul says, you are a welding mofo. No, but I love welding, and yeah. The fire pit project, I am going to make a video on. I believe I'm going to put it on Joe and Zach Survival, because it's kind of for that type channel or whatever. I'm going to turn this down because I'm feeling hot. Yeah, now we're mid-40s in here, but that's on the wall. It's a lot warmer. So you can see my breath has went away. Well, not quite. Let's see your beads. Tree stands are so easy to buy. I don't know if I'd make one because the cost for the steel would probably kind of like equal it out, if you will. I'm trying to see here if I can. There we go. We'll crack that. There's a lot of moisture going on the windows right now. See my beads. I don't actually think I have a piece here to show you guys. Might be able to bring you over here to the trailer, and I can show you a couple. I did a Verdi down deal. Kind of looking for a flashlight though. It might be too dark. I don't know if I have one out here. Yeah, it's gonna be really dark. Let's see if I can find a flashlight and I'll show you guys something. Well, I'm not going ice fishing tomorrow, but when I do, I'm gonna hit up a lake called East Sylvia. I love the structure of it. I actually looked up the Navionics or whatever it's called for it. Here's a welder's magnet. Here, this is a welder's magnet. You got 45, 90, got it all. Yeah, I think it's Navionics. I looked it up on there just to get more structure, and it's just a truly amazing lake. You got shallow structure, deep structure, little holes, really deep and kind of like maybe a rock pile. Oh, why don't I have a flashlight right now? What would have a flashlight? Where is my crate with my duck hunting stuff? That would have a flashlight, I imagine. Oh, can you put your thumbs 1912? I love overalls. Oh, I freaking love these things. A big fan. Okay, let's see if I have... Don't break on me now. Let's see if I have something in my duck bag. Got lots of the binoculars. Got a candle. Oh yeah. Nope, no flashlight there. I got more shells. These are my goose shells. Oh, I wish I had some in here. Where are they hiding? Negatory. God, I need to find them. I need to find a flashlight. A piece of straw in my mouth. I don't have a piece of straw, man. I live in the city, not the boondocks. I don't know. I can't find a flashlight. Wish I could though. I would show you a couple welds. Bug out bags. My dad and I used to really be into bug out bags, but kind of got away from them because, you know, I carry stuff in the truck, you know, like a little survival thing. My grandma actually made it for me, so it's very sweet and near and dear to my heart. But the whole bug out bag thing didn't last very long. Yeah, exactly. They sat there for 10 years without being used. Nightwatcher says, I build all kinds of off-road vehicles and my nephew builds trommels. Alright, for like gold discovery or whatever. Gold mining. There it is. Piece of hair in my mouth. That's awesome. I'm still looking for a flashlight. I really don't think I'm going to find one. Oh, this here was my great-grandfather's. It's a key caddy, and it's like a real, I call it a real one because it kind of is. I want to use my keys for this, but it just went, has the real steel, like, plumber's chain, if you will. Oh, where on earth is a flashlight? I don't think I'm going to be able to show this guy my welds. Well, maybe I'll make a video of welding. But to answer that fire pit question, I'm going to be building it, and I asked my dad if he wanted to help. He'd be glad to help, but he said like he'd rather I just kind of build it since our schedules are different and everything. So I'm going to go get the steel here, I don't know, in a week or two and start picking away at that. But yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to head inside and relax for a little bit, but thanks everybody for watching, and I will talk to you later.